What's up, guys? Keyshawn here, back at you with another alternate universe What If. And this is going to be part one of What If Naruto was the Ashen one from Dark Souls. Now, I know what you're asking. Which kind of Dark Souls? Dark Souls 1, 2, or 3? Well, we're going to merge all the Dark Souls together into one. Because, what the hell? Might as well. It's a What If. Anything can happen. And we're going to make this crazy, wacky, and goddamn bizarre as possible. Now, without further ado, let's continue. Now, how would this happen? How would this work? And how would Dark Souls universe be linked with, you could say, the Naruto universe? Now, we're gonna start with Kishan. He's pretty much up up in the stars, pretty much bored in the sea, pretty much thinking and saying, I'm quite bored. This while we're waiting for the other contestants, this is kinda getting bored. I wanna quite do something. And he begins to think. Now, this is where he says, "Oh, I got an idea. I want to merge two universes together. We'll make them link into one." And he begins to do that. Now, as he begins to do that, he links them as one. So, only people who's like lucky enough, or not, well, you could say lucky enough, they would get teleported to the Dark Souls universe and live there, and they can come back to the Naruto universe. Now, this is where we switch to Naruto, and Naruto is pretty much running away from Ombuds. Now, this is going to be, we're gonna say, let's say, we're gonna say a kid Naruto, and he's running away. And this is where I'm only putting him as a kid because we on the start of Naruto in May, I don't want him to die and then a lot of parts be missed out. So we're just gonna make him as a kid. Now this is where he's running from Anbu. And Naruto what Naruto did to pretty much take the, you could say, the full nine tails. Now Naruto dies, gets killed by the dog, and as he's dying, he pretty much closes his eyes. Now this is where Naruto's body and the QB gets teleported to the Dark Souls universe. Well, you could say go to the Dark Souls universe. Now, as Naruto's pretty much in his grave, this is where Naruto begins to, his as a hollow, pretty much down. This is where the Firekeeper pretty much looks around, and she blessed Naruto. You could say bless Naruto, and touch him, and he is the chosen one, the chosen Ashen one. Now Naruto wakes up out of the gravestone, pretty much looking around, and he's as a hollow. Now he looks and he sees himself. He pretty much freaks out because he sees himself as you could say as a burnt piece of bacon, as a burnt piece of bacon. Now as he's looking around the gravestone, he sees a bunch of hollows. They sit down, wandering around and stuff. And he pretty much grabs his kunai. Well, looks around and he sees a sword. Now, as he sees the sword, he begins to, walk around holding the sword. Now he's scared because this is a kid Naruto. And this is where a hollow begins to freak out and go and charge at Naruto. Now Naruto has to defend himself and kills the hollow. Now he gets soul. He gets souls, and he sees it by the side of his neck. Now, as he as we're gonna say, he kind of is trying to figure out his stuff. He figure out that he can open up a stat menu, and he sees like all the stuff, and he's realizing, what is this? Is this as a storage place? As a storage place, I can put stuff in here, and this is a kid Naruto, so he's quite learning this stuff, and he's saying, what is ST and NT and stuff and all that. Now he's not understanding this stuff, but he's, you could say, learning on the way. Now as he's going down and stuff, he's dodging arrows and stuff and all that stuff. This is where he meets the great champion Grantier. And Grantier is pretty much, knocked out. You could say down. Now this is where Naruto touches the sword. Begins to pull it out because he thinks the guy's in pain or trying to see what the hell's going on now. This is where he gets up and begins to attack Naruto. Now Naruto, as a kid, begins to die. And we're going to say he dies 20 times. 20 times. Begins to die 20 times. Now, Naruto gets up and he begins to lose it a little bit, but this is where he gets mad. And this is where he could say go to a frog one time and he taps into the QB thing. And he turns into a three tails. Now this is where he charges at and begins to slash him, and it burns, sending the fire. Now this is where he activates his beast form, and Naruto pretty much backs up, and you could say, instinctively charge a QB and blasts this Grenadier and kills him. Now Grenadier hits the ground and pretty much begins to fade away as Naruto gets all his souls, and he gets you could say the Ashen thing as iron. Now he looks in his inventory and realizes that he got something. Now Naruto opens up the doors and begins to head up there and stuff, and he's looking around and stuff. Now this is where he heads down, and the Firekeeper begins to, this is where Naruto becomes Emery. He looks at his hands and he realized that he's back to his normal form. Now, as he's walking, he begins to see the place, and you could say get down, and he sees the Firekeeper. Now, this is where the Firekeeper looks at Naruto and says, Ashen one, and begins to knee down and says her name and stuff, and she begins to explain to Naruto and tell him that he's the chosen one to light the fire. Well, to pretty much light the fire, to keep the fire going and stuff, and all that. Now, Naruto, is, you could say, a little bit as a pervy, begins to look at Firekeeper's breast, because we're going to say Firekeeper has the boobs and ass, and he begins to get pervy and says, so I'm the chosen one, which she begins to explain everything and stuff, and by his true test and to get strong. Now she pretty much says, now to touch my hand and you can get stronger and stuff. Now Naruto touches her hand and begins to realize he can level up and stuff. Now Naruto gets curious and says, what is intelligence, and begins to level up his intelligence. Now this is where he realizes, we're gonna say he can see in his step, or his mana and stuff is going up and stamina. Now he realized he can get stronger by doing this stuff. Now we're gonna say Naruto is, getting a little bit older and stuff, and he begins to fight. We're gonna say 1 year. 1 year. 1 year? No. 2 years. Yeah. 2 years. Because I want him to be as a teenager, a little bit older, in his 2 year time skip. Naruto is pretty much as 17? Yeah, 17. And he's pretty much fighting monsters and stuff, and he learns a lot of spells and stuff. He joins a lot of convents, he's learning a lot of spells, and his intelligence and all that up is, you could say, it broke the stat limit. Because since Naruto is not from Dark Souls movement, it's not stuck up to 99. He can go beyond 99 and stuff. And he's pretty much leveled it up to, so all his stats is all equal to 150 and stuff. And then he boosts them up again up to 250. And he boosts them up, and now all his stats is pretty much up to 99. And he's pretty much, you could say, wearing armor and stuff. He pretty much has the armor, and we're gonna say it's the Fire Link armor. Well, the armor right there, you could say, in the middle. Now, Naruto pretty much met friends and stuff, and also Seaward the Onion Knight and stuff, and Seaward asked him to help him kill Gondir, which Naruto was already about to help him. Now, Naruto is going to help Seaward to help destroy the giant. Now, as Naruto is fighting, this is where Naruto, you could say, tapped into his QB chakra, and he begins to make, we're going to say, a fire Rasengan, you could say, and begins to charge at the giant and leaps at him and hit him in the face, pretty much damaging him. Now the giant is pretty much holding him. This is where Naruto says, now Seaward, and Seaward leaps down the sword and slash. Now the giant passed down, and Naruto got his head. well, yeah, pretty much fell and drops. Now, see where pretty much sits down and says a toast, and Naruto sits and have a toast with him. And Naruto gets up and says, "Well, I guess I'll be seeing you, Seaward boy." Seaward says, "I guess I'll be seeing you too, Naruto." And Seaward begins to get up and walk out. He doesn't die this time. He doesn't die in Dark Souls. He begins to walk and see what he can do next for adventure. Now, as Naruto goes behind the chair, we're gonna say this chair. He goes behind it. He sees ultimate world. And as he's looking around, he sees it's like he sees the same champion group, and he says, "Huh, I already fought you before. But this is different. It's like same space." Which, if y'all know what I'm talking about, y'all know. Pretty much, Naruto begins to fight the champion Grenadier again, and they're having a not Grenadier. I forgot his name, but pretty much the champion, and he's fighting him, and he's using kicks and stuff, and he's getting angry. Now Naruto defeats him again and gets his souls. Or pretty much, starts to go, and he looks around into the place. Now he sees a bunch of black knights, and he kills them regardless. Now as he goes into place, he looks around, and this is where he sees the old lady. And he says, "Ain't you was in the?" And she says, "Oh, Ashen one. I see I see, I see you're here." Which Naruto's confused of how is she here, and where's his firekeeper? Now, this is where Naruto is uh, going, going around and stuff, and also looking. Now, I know what you're asking. Did he go to the painting world and help the little girl out and stuff? Yes, he did. He did help out the painting girl, but he didn't. Naruto didn't tell. Naruto pretty much explained that he had to defeat Uncle Gale to get the soul, which the girl was sad, but she says, "I'm going to paint a new world in your name, Naruto, and Grenadier, and Uncle Gale's name." So, yeah, she painted a new world, and the old painted world died. Now, Naruto already went back and is right now about to settle this in the light frame. Now, Naruto pretty much looks around, and he sees the Firekeeper eyes, which he remembered that the Firekeeper said about her having eyes can see corruption and turn corrupted, which Naruto thinks that it's not true, and he begins to take the eyes. Now he begins to go, starts to head and begins to go back and travel back to the Firekeeper eyes. Now Naruto pretty much talks to the Firekeeper, and says, "I have the Firekeeper eyes," and she says, "Ashen one, are you sure you trust me with?" Which Naruto says, "Just call me Naruto. Naruto Uzumaki Witch." She says, "Naruto, are you sure you can trust me with these eyes?" Which uh, Naruto says, "Yeah, I trust you." Now, this is where you could say the Firekeeper gets her eyes, puts it back in her eyes and stuff, and she begins to take off the bracelet thing and shows her eyes, which her eyes is unique and beautiful, which Naruto begins to blush. Now, Naruto already collected 3 hits and stuff, and she begins to say, it says the incarnation stuff, and Naruto heads to the end of the world, you could say. Again, now, Naruto is beginning to walk forward, and he teleports. Now, this is where he has the final fight between the fighter boss and stuff. Now, as they're fighting, Naruto's dodging, doing backflips and stuff, and all that stuff, because we're gonna say he doesn't need the ring. He just, you could say, since he's from the other universe, the intelligence and stuff activates, so he can do backflips and stuff. Now, Naruto is, you could say, forming or singing and stuff, and using magic spells and stuff, and all that stuff. And this is where he grabs the ladle's head and does a spin and pretty much smashed the Friendly guy down. Now, this is where the Friendly's about to transform his blade and stuff, and about to finish it. Till Naruto taps in the QB and gets to use the the 8 tails before he can go nuts. And yes, Naruto and Kurama have been having a bond to work with each other. And pretty much, Naruto leaps with the katana blade and slash, with the chaos katana blade and slash. I think the final boss in half, which leaves him to dead, which he passes, which he's died. Now, Deku gets the heart, No, not Deku. Sorry, been doing a lot of Deku with us, but Naruto pretty much gets the armor. Pretty much the armor, bestows on him, and he gains the armor of the Fire Link armor. Now, Naruto summons, well, pretty much gets the Firekeeper in. She pretty much grabs the flame, and everything is fading. You could say everything is flaming, fading away and stuff. Now, this is where Naruto pretty much holds the Firekeeper, and she pretty much asks, "Naruto, are you still there?" Now, this is where both of them get transported to the other, to the other, to the Naruto universe, and this is where Naruto uh, ends up beside the Firekeeper, which the Firekeeper looks and says, "What is this place?" Which Naruto says, "This is my home." Now, everybody already knows that Naruto's dead. They haven't seen Naruto over years now. They know Naruto's dead in the Naruto. Now, Naruto looks different now. Due to his hair growing, his hair is much longer, like longer than Minato's stuff. And pretty much his, you could say he looks is different, but it's Naruto with blue eyes. Now, Naruto looks around and takes off his helmet. Well, pretty much, takes off his helmet, looks around, says, "I'm back." No, Firekeeper, she pretty much has the fire, and she pretty much gives it to Naruto, which Naruto absorbs it. Now, Naruto has infinite amount of souls, and it keeps growing, and it doesn't stop growing. Now, Naruto can pretty much upgrade his strength wherever he wants anytime now. Now, this is where Naruto and the Firekeeper is looking around, and he's pretty much saying, "I can't believe I'm back." Now, Kuroma's saying, we're back here, huh?" Which Naruto says, "Yeah." Now, this is where Naruto looks and trying to figure out where the place is stayed until he pretty much finds we're going to say abandoned house, and it's Naruto's house, which no one haven't went in there. Naruto pretty much takes the Firekeeper there, and they pretty much stay there at night. Now, next day, Naruto pretty much is looking around with the armor on. The people is looking at him, saying, "Who is this person?" And this is where we're gonna say a couple of ninjas come in, and says, you're coming with me." Which Naruto, we're gonna say pulls out the Fire Link sword, and he transforms it to, you could say, the curved blade, and says, "Y'all really want to fight me?" Now this is where Hiruzen says, everybody stop," and Naruto looks and says, "Old man," which Hiruzen says, "Naruto, is that you?" Now Naruto and Hiruzen have a talk and stuff, and he's pretty much asking Naruto where was he and where he been. I thought he was dead, which Naruto explained to him that he was in another place that he doesn't know, which Hiruzen understands that he thinks he knows where he's at. He was at the other universe where only certain ninjas there and don't come back. Now, Hiruzen's asking like, how did he get back? Which Naruto doesn't know. All he knows that he's just back. Now, Hiruzen pretty much saying that, keeps it a secret, saying that you can't tell your name. Like people, we're gonna say people been forgot about Naruto, so no one doesn't know about Naruto. People who do know don't know him anymore. So Sakura, Sasuke, only them two, and only Hinata remembers Naruto, but everybody else doesn't. And only Shikamaru and Kiba. Now, Hiruzen pretty much, gave Naruto to the right to enroll back into the academy and stuff. But he doesn't need to do the test or anything. He automatic pass, so he will be in the team and stuff. Now, Naruto is pretty much, you could say the next day, you could say Naruto heads back to his house and talk to the Firekeeper. And Naruto pretty much asking her, does she miss her own world? Which Firekeeper is saying, honestly, Naruto, I don't know. I don't know what to feel. Early, I was just there to help all the Ashen ones to get to their goal, correctly, I've been remembering seeing each different Ashen ones do many things. Sometimes he betrayed me to take the fire, but you're different. Which Naruto says, huh, him, which she says, yeah. And she begins to lay on Naruto's shoulder while the nighttime ends. Now, the next day, Naruto pretty much starts heading to the school. And this is where Naruto looks at everybody, and everybody looks at Naruto. Now, Naruto chakra is infused with the mana, so that mana bar, Naruto just has infinite chakra. So he's pretty much broke. Now, everybody, the people who do remember Naruto, they're quiet. They're saying, Naruto's alive? Including Sakura. She's saying, the Nine-Tails, how is he alive? Now, Naruto sits down with his long hair, pretty much, doesn't have his helmet on. He can summon it and will to put it back on. He's pretty much looking and saying, are you going to talk? Are we going to pretty much continue? Now, Aruka pretty much quiet and saying, oh yes, and continue talking. Now, she looks and says, Naruto, he's alive? Because everybody knows that Naruto got killed, or pretty much he died, or he was missing. They didn't know he got killed, but they know he was missing. Now, as Ruga's talking and stuff, this is where everybody's about to leave and stuff. And Naruto's heading back to his house to him. He stops Naruto and say, is that you, Naruto? Which Naruto says, yeah, it is me. And she says, what happened to you? You look different. What are you wearing? Which Naruto says, I'm wearing armor, and yeah, it's really been a while. And or Dad, what that? Oh, that's a secret. And begins to walk away. Now, this is where Naruto's about to head home until he sees, you could say, another student taking the scroll. And Naruto asks, what the hell is he doing? Which the student is saying that Mizuki says if he takes the scroll and give it to him, that he would pass him. Which Naruto, he's extremely intelligent, because remember when I said he was breaking the stats and now he's up to 1,000 of all of them? Yeah, he's extremely intelligent, so he knows that something's up automatically. And plus, he has rings on his finger, up to 5. He has all 5 rings on his finger, like the important rings. Like we're gonna say the extra slot ring, up to the tearstone ring and the blue tearstone ring, which if you read the script, it can warn you of death and stuff that's gonna happen. So he pretty much has the most powerful rings on. Now, he pretty much realized that the kid's gonna die because he can see the kid's fate. Well, the teenager's fate. He says, I take it, and I tell him that I let the Bruiser know that you pass, which he says, alright, and pretty much leaves. Now, Naruto opens up the scrolls, and he looks, and he pretty much reads all the jutsus and stuff, and he learns, and he pretty much says, he writes the rest down, but he pretty much learns the multi-shot clone jutsu, which he, just imagine his mana and mana's not going bar, since it fused with the chakra bar. So imagine that. Now imagine that, and imagine the mana ball never going down as he do clones. Yeah, that's a lot of clones. Now imagine Mizuki about to have a fight with Naruto. Yeah, he's about to get clapped. Now, Naruto pretty much takes the scroll and put it in his inventory, and proceeds to go to Mizuki and says, so you're the trader of the village. Which Mizuki says, who are you? Which Naruto smiles and says, I'm Naruto Uzumaki. Which Mizuki says, the Nine-Tails, what are you doing here? And he begins to pull out his shuriken and throws at Naruto. Now Naruto pretty much dodges it and says, oh, you gotta be better than that. And this is where Mizuki pulls out a kunai and charges at Naruto. Now Naruto parries, you could say pulls out the parrying dagger and parries him, which you can hear the ding. Now Naruto pretty much stabs him in the stomach and slams him down to the ground, which Mizuki coughs up blood saying, Kah! And Naruto pulls out the blade. Now Mizuki is coughing up blood saying, help! And this is where Naruto summoned, we're gonna say 1,000 clones, and they're pretty much filling up everywhere. And This is where Naruto says, "You know what to do, clones," and they begin to jump on Mitsuki on all sets. Now Mitsuki's pretty much dead, and the clones disappear. Which Naruto goes to Hiruzen and pretty much gives him the scroll, saying Mitsuki was trying to take it. Which Hiruzen says, "Thank you, Naruto. Where is he now?" Which Naruto says, "Oh, he's dead," and pretty much walks out. Now, next day, Naruto sits in the sits in the seat, and everybody's looking. You could say everybody's looking at Naruto because Naruto has the Fire Link armor in. Plus, his hair is really long, and no one doesn't know who he is except for, you could say, Sasuke, Naruto, and Sasuke, Sakura, and Hinata, and you could say Shikamaru. Now, this is where they start telling the teams and stuff. And this is where they say, and for the final team of T7, Sasuke, Uchiha, Naruto, Uzumaki, which, like, the kids who don't start to remember, and Sakura, Horonaru, which, Sakura is happy that she's on the team with Sasuke, but she's also scared because she's on the team with Naruto. Now, Naruto pretty much gets up and begins to head outside to get some fresh air. And he's pretty much saying, And this is going to be part 1 of What If Naruto was the Ashen one from Dark Souls. If you like, leave a like, comment if you want more of this. But I'm Keishan Chia. Thanks for watching, and peace out.
Looks like you lost another one.